Holy Potatoes, it's a review. Welcome to the review of the Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop by Daylight Studios. And Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, is basically a simulation tycoon type of game where you run a weapon shop as potatoes in this strange potato world. There's also a DLC called Journey to Olympus into the game. The Spotted Tales, if you want some more content, and they're also coming out with the Holy Potatoes We're in Space game. But let's get into the weapon shop and see how this is. I'm gonna load up one of my saves, because it's easier to showcase the game from there. So this is basically your most of your game right here. So this is your weapon shop where you make your weapons. And you are tasked by this owner of the weapon shop who owns 99.9% of the shop to basically run this shop. You own the 0.01% of the shop that was left to you by the legendary Patata, your grandfather, who was an amazing smith, and you kinda inherited his skills and his shop. And this other guy always comes by asking for some money every now and then from you, and you need to make some money. And this game is very reminiscent of other tycoon type of games. If you played a Game Dev Tycoon or any of that kind of stuff, you're very familiar with lots of the things in this. So let's look at the UI here a bit. You have a speed dial up there, as usual, your time of year, what kind of weather it is, which do affect on certain things. Your time passing also, you might get some events like rainy days and stuff like that affect the price of the sales and all kinds of other things. You also get random events that affect the output or what kind of quality of weapon you make as you are working on those. So here's our 5 smiths at the moment. So we have here Laura Craft, of course. A lot of these names are very punny and reference to something. So we have Laura Craft, we have Bulk Bogan, Rosette Peters, Volunder Smith, and Colander Stash. Here who are our smiths. And your smiths have different classes. Like she's a designer. We have a craftsman, boost ability speed, boost abilities attack, and then we have a metal worker for accuracy, and we have an enchanter for magic. So that's the 4 stats you can see here for the weapons. And different stats are of course sought after by different type of heroes that you sell the weapons to. And then we have a maestro here. You can also change the smith class, so you can see that there is a bit of a skill tree or a class tree here. You start with the designer, craftsman, metalworker, enchanter, and then you get higher levels. So we have a maestro already in there, so he's inventor, artisan, and up here. So Colonel Stash is actually pretty nice. Then we have Feed Me, which is our potato dog here. So you feed the doggy every now and then. he just wanders on. He's pretty useless. Then we have my Bellatada Spot, which is my shop name, my level, my money, my fame, and you gain fame by selling weapons, and you need a fame to hit certain objectives. You have tickets, which unlock you new areas. You have a shop capacity, which is your smith capacity. At the moment, you have 5 down here, and we could hire another one if you wanted to, but not for now. And down here we have all our characters. We could hire out a guy. Let's just do it. We'll see what we get. And also you can see your shop's profile here, how you're doing, how money is going, and what you forge and everything. Basically your stats here and your progress of all the unlockables and stuff in the game. Down here on the corner you have your Vets app, which basically tells you what's going on. Your notices, weather reports, your smiths, how they're doing, and also how the heroes are doing, what they're liking about your weaponry. I found this Vets app is fairly useless. I never really looked to any of this. You see the information elsewhere as well, and more clear. Up here you have your current objective, and you are given basically objectives that are like how to progress through the game. and what you should focus on next. So next we should get 2 heroes in the Hillbilly Hollow to max level. And usually completing these unlocks you more abilities in the beginning when you don't have all the tools and everything accessible for you. And you get these tickets for well, opening new areas. This actually is a second shop, so I've upgraded my shop once already. Plus I've upgraded my workstations as well. And you can do it through the shop upgrades here. The upgrading your shop is a part of the storyline. As you progress and unlock new areas, you decide to move to a more profitable area, and then you get the bigger shop. But you can buy all kinds of upgrades to your shop, like we have the carpet here, which gives you accuracy bonus, there's experience gain and all kinds of things. And you unlock these through levels and by paying money for them. Some of them also can be gained through doing different tasks and part of the storyline. Like there's legendary heroes that come to your place and ask for a certain type of weapon or a certain quality of a weapon that are usually fairly hard to make. And then you get one of these special items as a reward from that. So they're a very good thing to actually complete. Then we have, let's start from the right here. So we have settings, we have our inventory. So this is all the materials we have gathered and bought that we can use for crafting. A lot of these will be used for crafting, and you need to make sure you have stuff to craft items from, naturally. Some of them are rarer than others. There's this exploration part of the game where you send one of your smiths to a region to try to find like certain types of things from that area. And it's randomized, so you might not be able to do all the things. They are also required for research, so when you want new weapon types, you need those. Here's your weapons chest, where you have your currently made weapons that you haven't sold. I'm actually out of stock totally at the moment. Surprise, surprise. Here's the world map. I'll show the world map in a moment, once we go through the other things. I will skip over the forge, and here's the research. So you can research new weapons by combining these ingredients, basically. And you can see what kind of things might come out of that. You know that this is the stat accuracy, so you know that this is what kind of a type of stat it's for, and also kind of the image tells you that this is an axe that you can make that looks like a scythe, and yeah. Also the parts usually hint you this is a wand, like what kind of things come out of that. Is that a pistol? It's a range weapon, I think. And there's bows and stuff like that. Also, you see that which smith is most suitable for this task. Since it's accuracy, my metal worker, who is the accuracy focus guy, is the best for this. So I could send him to research that for me. Then you have contracts. Very similar to other Tycoon games, you have different contracts. When you don't want to forge your own weapons, you can send some your guys to focus on one of these contracts instead, and they require you to basically generate these points or within a certain time. 2 days gives you a bit of money, and you need 50 accuracy and 200 attack. Sometimes when it's like this in the hood and it doesn't require speed, when you have your other guys working on something, you can save one of your guys and have him work on, for example, this contract. Like usually what I like to do is send one of the smiths to sell items, and I send the other guys either to vacation or to explore or whatever. You need to keep one of the smiths in your shop all the time, and that one guy that is always in the shop, usually I have him working on one of the contracts if there's a nice contract available that he can complete alone. For example, this one would be such a contract. But contracts are very simple in that way, that they are just a quick way to make money. They're also kind of fall back if you don't have materials or don't have way to buy materials or don't feel like exploring for materials, I guess. You can always fall back and do contracts to gain some money. Then we had the shop upgrades, which I showed already. There's workshop upgrades, enhancements, and decoration that you can do. And then you have journal here, which you unlock later on in the game, which basically shows your best weapons, your awards you've gotten from the yearly award show. I haven't done any of that yet on this save. You also have heroes you've seen, encountered, and their levels. And leveling them, selling them a weapon and leveling them is what gives you the fame, which gives you the more access to more things. And then you have smiths here, so there's quite a lot of variety in different smiths that you can get in the game. And there are some special characters and etc, etc. And there's outsourced Stevie Flounder, and then there's legendary smiths as well. And let's get to foraging. So let's forge a couple of weapons. Let's do a stiletto here. Usually it's best to just make whatever is the most expensive weapon you can make. But since we don't have materials for this one, we don't have feathers at the moment. So we're just gonna make a stiletto here. And your guys start working, and as you can see, they get these pop-ups on their top of the head, and they're generating points. Hey, Potato. The smith you deserve has a throaty voice. So there's a Batman, there's a Kitty Chant, and Kintang. Inventor, Alchemist, and what is your? You're an inventor. We don't really need a inventor or alchemist. I don't know. I'm not gonna hire any of these. But as I was saying, they get these pop-ups over the top of the heads, and that keeps counting these points to your weapon here. Like we're getting a lot of attack points because we have two guys here working on that. And he's also pushing a lot of magic on that. You can also boost your weapon normally by one time, but sometimes more. And since this is a stiletto and speed is the dagger most wanted stat, I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna boost the speed on that. And you have a choice of who you wanna boost at. You have your own guys, like Bulk Bogan here with 93, or you can hire a freelancer, which costs quite a lot, like Stevie Flounder and Steve Mobs. Cost quite a lot, but they also have massive skill to boost your weapon. I haven't really figured out what's the good point to actually use them, but I'm sure they are very beneficial. So I'm just gonna use a Bulk Bogan here to start boosting. So he does the boosting here, you can see us getting a boost there. This is how many times he boosts, and sometimes they can do usually it's like 5 to 6 times, but then sometimes less, sometimes more, how many boosts you get. And that got added to the speed here now. So let's just quickly speed through, make this weapon till the end. And then you can enchant the weapon. And this is where you need these enchanting materials that you find from exploring around. And, well, we could do accuracy and dazzling for magic, but we want the speed, so I'm not gonna waste one of these on this. I'm just gonna skip this one. Then you can name the weapons, so you can make this whatever. This will be the Reviewer's Stiletto. Well, Reviewer's Poke. There we go. Character limit came in there. And there we go. Primary stat. Now we have a one weapon to sell, and I'm gonna quickly just grab a bow here, and we're gonna boost accuracy on that, and we can just get that, and just quickly make a couple weapons we can sell. As you can see, the doggy just runs around and doesn't do anything. And there's an area event, so Buffett Mountain left for Spad. There's Undead Outbreak there. So starch, which is the money, and hero experience for wand in Buffett Mountain is more now, so we should probably make a wand to sell. And this was accuracy weapon, so I'm gonna put a precise enchantment on that. And now it's pretty epic precise hunter's bow. And let's make that wand. So we'll make this a lightning wand here, and that's magic, so boost the magic. And let's boost up again. And it's Thunder one. Okay, let's pause again. So now we have 3 weapons, and you can sell only 3 weapons at a time. So we're gonna go to the world map, and here's your world map options. So you can sell weapons, you can shop for items, which I can show here. You can only go to shop in here, and you have all these different materials here you can buy, sapphires, dust, and all the fun stuff. And you can select the quantity here, pay money, and then you send a smith in there. They also have a merchant skill, like Laura Craft has been my main merchant, and she has a pretty high skill, so I should send her to do that, but we don't need any materials at the moment. Instead, we are actually gonna send her to sell the weapons in here. You can see who are the available heroes, and possible smith effects as well. So we're gonna click on these. We'll sell these 3 weapons, there are 3 slots as I said, and we'll send Laura to do that. There's my payday, so I had to pay some money for these. And now that one of the guys is out, we could make more weapons, but usually when I'm selling, I send the other guys to do other stuff. Here's also the expand business option, so we could expand into here. We could actually unlock the Hobo Village. Let's can I do that? Yes. Let's unlock the Hobo Village. So now Hobo Village is unlocked with the tickets. So we got, you can send people for a vacation. For example, here you can see that Laura is a bit poo-pooed, so she needs a vacation. And stressed smiths have a performance penalty, and happy smiths get bonus, and you can make them really, really happy to get tons of bonus. You can see how much happiness and how much they cost if you do one of these. And different seasons have different things you can do on different years. Like in the Hobolicious village, we can do mashup cuisine. But depending on the season, you want to send them to different locations. You can also train them to sharpen their skills with the experience. They also change between seasons what you can do. And it's a good way to, whenever you don't have anything else to do for them, you send one of them to do some training or whatever, if you have the money. And here's the exploration part, so we can discover these and these and these, doing this. And I think we're gonna sell them the... Yeah, you 3, actually no, we can only send 2, so you guys go do that. Start some exploration, and we'll send so send the Volunder, not Volunder, for training. Can we do Hobo Village train? Yeah, not available. Why are you not available? Well, you go training there. And we need to leave one guy, so he's gonna stay here. He's not very good for any of the contracts, so I'm not gonna put him in a contract job there. And down here you can see the progress of things. Laura is actually done. And here we are selling. So here's the 4 different choices you can sell to. And you can see their levels, their how much level they get. So this is the fame you will get as well. And how much they're paying. So he's obviously the best choice. Most fame, most money for the dagger. And you can see that this guy likes primary magic, secondary attack, likes daggers, 1 staff, dislikes the swords and pistols. So I'm gonna sell this. So I should have actually made a magic dagger. But I'm fine with that. Same thing here. 9 levels for him, that's a lot of renown I get. So I might actually take less money for more fame. And then none of these guys really want my thunder weapon. I'm gonna give it to him. You can also decide not to sell, but it's fine. And then they need to come back from the selling trip. Metal shortage. All sales in Hobo Village gives more money. Awesome. All different areas have different heroes to sell to as well. So Hobo Village has different heroes. And when you level up the heroes in a certain area, you cannot gain more fame from them. They have a max level. Then you basically have to go to the other area to sell to gain more fame. But you can still make money if you want, so that's great. So here we sold the weapons, their levels, we got this much money, we got a merchant bonus from the skill Laura has. And they gave us some ratings for the weapons, how they are. Paid a little too much. Yeah, you probably did. It wasn't a proper weapon for him. And then Laura comes back. Laura in there. And we got travel pass from the increase there. 1 second. Sorry about that. And he gets back from discovering, so he got items. We'll grab those, and he's back from duty. Another exploration is done. Ooh, weather blade. You can also repeat the action, but we are just getting these back to home. And then Starch is back from training, getting some levels. We'll get him back as well. And that's pretty much the whole game. You just keep making weapons, getting these objectives, and start getting more and more things, upgrading your things. It's very similar to all other Tycoon games in that sense. I felt the game is actually pretty nice for a Tycoon game. I like the funny names and everything, and the dialogue between the characters is pretty fun as well, and pretty awesome. And I definitely, if you like Tycoon games, this is pretty nice one. But it does get, like all Tycoon games pretty much, it does get pretty grindy towards the later parts of the game as you start making more and more weapons and get materials, and you just keep repeating the same thing over and over. But it's still pretty damn nice, and for a Tycoon game, so still recommended for sure. But anyways, thank you for watching this quick review of the Holy Potatoes weapon shop by Daylight Studios. And if you like this review, check out the other reviews on the YouTube channel and on the Steam Curator group. On the YouTube channel, also check out the other Let's Plays and all the other content. And also, I do live stream on Nair.tv or Twitch.tv/Belander every day. And I play lots of strategy management, builder games, and RPGs, and all kinds of stuff every now and then. So come by and say hello as well. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.